Hi, this is a video of my first ride at 4-1 on Donzer, and I want this to be a record of where we are in our learning process, what we did well, and what we need to work on. And in a year or two I can go back and look at this, and this will help my process when I want to start teaching others to capture the spots that you go through in your learning of what you can do and what you can't do. So we come in and enter the canter halt. That's just something that we're going to need to do a lot more practice. We have some nice ones in training right now, but they're certainly not consistent. Coming around the corner, know I need to use my corners, half halt in and out of them, not quite getting effective half halts. And in the medium, we go to medium to working trot, back to medium. I don't have that reliably trained on my seat. When we work on that at home, I usually have to do it about 3 times before Donzer goes, oh, you're asking me to come back to a working trot. So that's something that I don't have trained in, or my aid is not clear. With our the bend, just need to work on making that more fluid. I think that's a process of practicing it, and then also just getting that to be a place where Donzer is strong in his body and he can go there easily. For our extensions, he understands the extension, but about halfway he definitely falls on the forehand, and there's a spot where I'm pushing for more and I still push him up over the edge to where he gets off balance and gets a little irregular. So that's just me learning to find that balance and do what feels like a little bit less, but it's actually okay. The shoulder in, definitely just need a little bit more bend. I'm interested to see what it's going to be like with this new year where we're supposed to do 4 tracks as we go. The halt, he's opening his mouth. I'm not sure why, because it feels like the halt is coming pretty easily, but something to work on. Coming around the turn into the shoulder in, definitely looks like he starts to get into it, then he comes out of it and he gets into it, so working on just getting a stable position for that shoulder in. Step into the walk fairly nicely. One of the things I get confused right now is a medium walk to a collected walk from 3-3 to 4-1. The 4-1 test is actually a collected walk, so I just forget to do that. This is one of our big training goals where I understand what we're supposed to be doing, and that turn on the haunches actually came out pretty nicely, but I have to admit, as a rider right now, a really good one and a not so good one, I can't feel a big difference, and I really can't tell you exactly where his hind legs are all the time. So that's just something that it's probably going to take me, I don't know, another year or so just to find what that feels like, to be able to really feel the hind legs all the time. Now the walk is one of our best moves, something I practice a lot. I know I had a trainer say that people never practice the walk enough, and it's a double counter, so that's something I've tried to incorporate in my daily training work, that we do a lot of walking. That is something I've had to work on with Donzer though, because he's definitely the horse that likes to duck behind and not keep a contact. He likes to do a nice big free walk, but doing it with the contact has been a little more of a challenge. And coming down center line, I'm working on having him straight and a little bit shoulder 4 versus haunches in as we go. For some reason, going to the right, he doesn't want to move that way as easily. And here I'm just trying to keep him more exaggeratedly in position so we get the counter canter, because right now he's just learning changes and he gets a little excited and wants to help. Here we're asking for the super collected canter, or very collected canter, and then back to regular canter. And that's kind of like the medium trot, where he can do it, but it's a matter of me working on my aid so that he understands that I'm asking him to do that. For our extended canters, we both like those, but I know from feedback from the judges we are running too much versus just making our strides longer, and I definitely need to work on coming back a little more distinctly so that he definitely looks like that slinky or the accordion that goes out and then comes back. The half pass this way was a little easier, and I was pretty happy with that. He waited for me for the change and we came around the corner. Now we're getting ready to do our extended again. And so this is my learning curve at the trot and the canter, is really learning how to get him to work off his hind end. Donzer's my first horse I've ever had that can work off his hind end really at all. And so it's a a new feeling for me that I don't have quite ingrained in my body. And this is us playing with the changes. They're not quite solid yet, and me getting a little excited about it as well. And there he was a little bit late behind, but he waited for me, so that's a big step of progress in our training. He's a half a step late, but he's waiting. Then coming around this curve, I was trying to keep the trot nice and big, but it felt a little runny. So the quality of the gait is one of the big things that we're going to need to be working on as we go through. The tricks are not as hard, it's the quality of everything while we are doing it. But for our first ride at 4-1, I was thrilled. He did what I wanted to, and to the best of his ability, and I got through it to the best of mine. Thanks.